Hello everyone!
Welcome to Sisters in Wellies.
So today we are going to be, anyone want to guess?
Bringing cattle home.
You can't guess because you know the answer.
I'm answering that there.
Yeah, so we've done a few videos before of the cattle over in Rosehill, so some of you might recognise them. Basically they're going to be coming home today to go into the sheds. Lottie is very excited and she is just barking, which is very rude.
Yeah, the weather's just turned wet and miserable and the field's just getting really damp now.
I think
Here comes the
the most
expert.
important thing about the whole job is myself and Dawn are doing all the work.
Because we're talking to you guys.
By the way, we've just spent the last 10 minutes stood up here waiting for him
Oh,
because he had to
Dad.
go and find leggings.
Like he's leaving without us.
So today's team, we've got Dad, my mum,
Hello.
Josie,
Hi.
and me. So it started on a bit of a low because we need a key to get into the field and it's over in our sister's house. So instantly we're starting in the wrong direction. Dad's not very happy about it. Well done. Right, before we start, we've all got to predict how many times we think we'll fall out today. And by that, I mean like anyone falling out with
Well,
anyone.
how many times have you fallen out already?
Yeah, starting
So
now.
starting now,
Right,
yeah.
I'll go first.
I won't
I'm
fall out
gonna...
with anybody today.
That's
Pardon?
total cotswoman.
I can guarantee you I won't fall out with
The issue
anybody.
is you probably won't fall out with anyone.
I won't
but
fall out with anybody,
Yeah,
right?
this is what I'm saying. is
Yeah,
you
you've
won't fall out with
already
anyone, but
fallen
you'll
out.
make everyone upset with you.
Brutal. Right, I'm going to guess that we'll have like a bit of a disagreement 4 times. Josie?
I don't know. I think once we get going, we'll be alright. I think twice.
I reckon as long as I don't question anything anybody else says, we won't fall out. Especially your mother.
And I reckon if
Done,
we
aren't
all
you?
listen to what Dad says, we won't fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't communicate, you don't talk,
That
you
is
don't
the
have
key.
a bit of bicker.
That's the only way not to fall
That
out,
is
is
the-
not communicating.
Yeah.
The moment we start talking about
But
it.
then
In
you
some
probably
ways,
would
I'd
fall
call us
out
a
because you
disagreement already.
wouldn't communicate. So then so you wouldn't argue, but then something would go wrong because you haven't communicated, and then you'd argue.
Does anybody
Communication is
on
key.
YouTube actually want to listen to this rubbish? Where should I park? Yeah.
This is the end goal where the cattle will be running to. So preparation is key. The first thing we're going to do is make sure everything's ready for them to run in. So Mum's already been and shut the gates. They can't go straight into that field. We're putting an electric fence up here because that wood is fully open. So if they were able to get in there, we would literally lose them. Josie is opening those gates up. So that field behind her is where they're going to have to run through. So that's fresh grass seed. It's looking really, really nice. So we don't want them to trample that. So we'll have fences so they run straight out there. We'll have a wire going across there. I'll go and help Josie now because she is carrying a very heavy gate on her own. But yeah, first stop, preparation, underway. I feel like they're arguing already, that's just my opinion. So we've got loads of stakes and reels in here now. We're basically using all of these to prep for the cattle to run back. Dad found us waterproofs, as you can probably tell.
Can you see me?
Only just. This field we're in now is fresh grass seed, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we put this in sort of mid-September. So it's come really, really nice, but we do have to cross it to the cattle today. So we've, as you can see, put a fence either side just to limit them into a wide area because we don't want them to trample it. But I don't want them to run all over the field either, I don't think. Although they might be better. But yeah, so it's come really nice. So we just got to sacrifice the fact we do have to bring them into this place over there.
So you're happy with how it's come up and everything?
Yeah, really good. A wet spot here, but on the whole it's come up really well.
And you put this in September?
September, like middle of September. We put another field in before that, which I think I videoed last week, which you should see on Instagram next week. That went in the end of August, and that's surprisingly quite a bit more forward than this is. But it's all looking really good. Yeah, really pleased with the take. There's no bare patches. And
It is looking
yeah,
nice.
might have to get a few sheep on the other fields. It's a little bit long, but we'll see now after Christmas whether you stick 30-40 sheep in it for a few weeks.
And the hope then is to have this as silage in the spring? Or?
Silage in the spring, definitely. A couple of cuts, and then we might do like we've done this year, put some cattle around the farm
Graze it off.
at the end. But we definitely have at least 3 cuts off this next year.
Nice. This is another field they're going to have to run through. It's called Waterloo. So you can see the church just by there. That's the field we were just in with the seed. So they'll have to run through this one before they get there. So we have put a fence, you can't really see it, across there just to lead them a little bit up to the gateway. And then in the distance you can see Mum and Josie, they're putting up another fence to also guide them to the gateway. So the gateway is in the middle of this field, which just makes it a little bit more difficult because they won't naturally draw to it. So we just use fences then to make it a bit easier. I'm really out of breath.
Hard work walking. We haven't even started yet.
Yeah, the hard part's going to be running them in.
Actually.
Yeah, it is. It's really mild. It's obviously quite a miserable kind of
damp day, but it's quite warm.
Yeah.
This field is 24 acres, which is quite sort of big for Pembrokeshire. I mean, there are bigger fields on some of the cornfields down south a bit more. Well, over on the west really. I don't know where it says south. Well, on the south. But yeah, we don't want to lose the cattle and all this field running around.
No.
So we put 2 electric fences there, make it easier.
The thing is, they're definitely ready to come in, but even so, they're gonna see this as quite a bit of fun. Like, they've got quite a way to run. It's all fresh grass.
Well,
like,
we
they're
can
gonna be
anticipate,
excited.
And you're about to see what's going to happen, because we are recording this live, and whatever happens after will be what happens. I think they're going to come in and they are going to run over that way.
Yeah.
And go out quite nicely.
Hopefully. Touch wood, one thing with these cattle is they're very good on electric. So once they see the wires, they won't go through them unless they're really spooked or think they have no other choice. So yeah, like we said earlier, having enough preparation will hopefully help a lot. We have also got Lottie the sheepdog with us, who will hopefully be handy.
Oh, the water.
All the way. Good girl, sit. Good girl. So she will absolutely love this today. Fetching cattle, like her top love. So yeah, she will be really handy because obviously dogs can move around a lot quicker than us. So between all 4 of us and Lottie, well, we couldn't ask for a better team. Me and Dad did one fence, Josie and Mum did the other.
And they've talked
And they
non-stop and taken twice as long as this.
What? He did, and I'll watch it back, so.
Why do you think that took you so long?
It didn't take us that long. It literally didn't take us that long.
At one
We
point you
walked-
were on stop.
Why were you stopped?
We were making and having a discussion.
It's a very big
We were
discussion
having a
going on.
discussion.
Hmm.
So first argument brewing.
Is key.
Communication is key.
Is that tight enough now?
Depends what the
You've got to get the
communication
same time as
was.
you.
This fence
You've got to
is
get the
more
same
like
time as
you
you,
do
so what's the
something
issue?
about children.
So we may well have come across our first problem.
We've got to lift the gate off, is that? Problem solved.
Yeah, they've got to run through this little wooded area.
Every farmer has their problems. Yeah, hopefully this won't be too big a deal, but you know, it's a little problem.
So they have got to run through this gate, and like I said earlier, the more, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when you like draw to something? Appealing. The more appealing the gateway is, the easier it'll be to get them through it. So obviously, because that tree's come down, the gate's not going to open as wide as it would. So what we've done is we're going to lift it off and just basically move it completely out the way. And look at that, everyone. Oh, I'm not actually helping because I've got a bad back.
Yeah, sorry, I can't. I'll have to go back and
I'm not just being pure evil. But yeah, like we said, come across problems and you solve them.
Brambles is a problem.
Mum nearly just fell over. Nice, everybody!
I think if you bring it down, because it could go behind the gate. That's doing that so many times. It's like working with.
Good field. So I'll run through this one as well. Straight through there. And you can see it's not that obvious, to be fair. Like when they're running in this field, they're not going to naturally see that. That's why it's important there's enough of us to encourage them through. We were just saying, one thing with farming is obviously it depends a lot on the weather, and every year is completely different to the next.
Yeah,
so last year
we cut silage. It was the middle of October, so as soon as we could get on to get our third cut it was, and the fields we cut really suffered badly. A lot of them, we ploughed quite a lot of it in the spring because we cut it late and it went so wet afterwards. Yeah, it was just a bad year. This year's been far better. We decided to graze the fields rather than have a late cut, and we grazed all of this ground and it's looking so much better for it.
yeah,
Just the way things go.
you just got to work with what you have. Like when we did the silage, obviously it was dry weather then, but because there'd been so much wet weather before it, that was where the problems started.
Well, before and after, really. It went very wet.
Yeah,
afterwards,
true.
And,
that video is actually on YouTube. It's basically me having a meltdown for 15 minutes.
I never watched it. I started watching it and I could see Poppy crying, and I thought,
Dad
that's the
basically
last time I'll never go on a stag do.
Yeah, I had a stag do, and it's so typically the weekend
Stag do with
you
your
have.
husband.
Oh, it's very sad. But yeah, this year everything's looking a lot greener and a bit better, but that is purely just from one year to the other, something you can't really help. But yeah, from here now you can literally see all the fields we got to go through and where we're going to end up. You can just about see the truck parked there. It's the silver truck basically. So yeah, that's our route. We haven't even got to them yet. We're about to enter our fourth field now. So we've got two really nice gates here going across the lane. So that leads to the house where all of these fields are on, and then that will lead down to the road. So obviously it's extremely important they don't go down there. But yeah, they've got really nice gates. That'll go into that field, and then we got this giant field to cross them through. It's gonna be fun! To the top of this field now, and we finally made it to the cattle. Not that you can see them yet, but they are in this field now we're about to go into. So yeah, run them straight out of this gateway and back. Wish us luck, everybody!
You'll probably be able to follow their tracks back to the farm, it's that way.
Yeah.
So here they are, really happy grazing. It's a shame really that the weather's turned so wet because there's plenty of grass over here, but it is just really miserable now. And actually we're TB testing on Monday, so they'd have to come home anyway for that, so really it's all worked out quite well, but just means they've got to come in for winter. So I think the weather is just murky. I don't think it's the phone. I have just cleaned the lenses, but the weather is just exactly how it looks on camera, just really miserable. But anyway, Lottie has gone around the back of them now. We're on the back of there to fetch them. We are putting a fence up on the slurry pit, but it's not there yet. It's too wet for my dad to come in with the post knocker, so they're just going to stand on the slurry pit to make sure no one dives into it. There is two fences there, but yeah, better to be safe than sorry. Meow. Lottie's favourite job. Here they come. So once we start, we'll be off. And we'll probably just run the whole way home then. So we're just getting to the exit of the first field. So they have travelled through these fields, so in theory they should kind of know the fields and know their way, but they're definitely going to need a bit of extra support. Okay, first sort of through. So our dad is shutting the gates behind us, just so that they're shut really for next time. And they're off, going to clear the screen. So the slower they go, the slower we're able to go. So we're not going to push them too fast. Also the less mess they'll make because they won't be digging their heels into the ground as hard. So we're just going to walk them back nice and slowly. Everyone's happy so far?
I know TTI doesn't really know the pace slow, so I tend to just get her to stay if we don't want to rush them too fast.
Hiya.
Hi. Hi. You're supposed to be going. Meow.
So this is where Lottie's good, as they all just headed over there for some silly reason. So she's going to send them through. This heifer's like in love with me for some reason. So the gateway is by there, and they're over there. That's our mum, bless her. Absolutely bolting it down to the cattle. This is why we don't need to be training for any 10Ks. She's not only training for running, she's wearing like 50 layers, so. Oh, another runner. Pops has gone to join her. Oh. So when trying to put them through a gate in the middle of the field, it's kind of like a balance of staying in front of their head so they don't zoom back up the field, but also staying behind them. So me and my dad, who's also now sprinting, are going to try and stay in front of the head to try and get them through that gateway. Here we go. Lottie, to be fair, is doing a really good job. Poppy's just commanding her from back there. And they're through, gosh. Not going to say too much until the job is done. Fair play, I'd say most of that was Lottie. Okay, so we're into the third field. So we just want to run them straight down this field to the bottom gate. This is the gate where the tree was in the way. So yeah, Lottie's just making sure the first lot head down. Like, cows are obviously, they're a herd. And that is literally what they do. They all follow each other, stick together. So as long as you can get the first lot going, they'll all normally head in the same direction on the whole. There's the church, that's where we're heading to. So yeah, they're trying to run back up to us now because they don't know where they're going. Like, they're completely unaware. You can't see the gateway like you could in the other field. It just looks like woodland. So they're getting a bit like, where are we going now? That's where having a dog is a lot easier. She will just turn them, keep them going. But this is going to be the hardest part, I'd say, is trying to get them through this gap now. I didn't get there in time, but they're going through the gateway. To be fair, as soon as I spotted it, they were straight through. It's gone really well. So just running through a bit of woodland now. Okay, and we're into the fourth field. And they tried to come back out.
Stop.
It's funny because the dog is like 3 times their size and yet they're absolutely petrified of her. Because there's a fair few gates and all to shut, we've actually lost our parents now. They're just sorting gates down, probably having a jolly. So it's up to us 3.
I'd personally say this is probably the most important stage to just keep them going, because obviously we don't want them tramping around in the next field. So hopefully if they can just sprint in, done, 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 done.
Job done.
Also, I massively regret wearing 1, 2, 3, 4 jumpers.
Yeah. I think we all regret how much we're wearing, but what can you do? So the fence that Poppy and our dad put up is doing its job. They're just travelling up the fence line now. Trying to keep up with them is hard work, so excuse my out of breathness. So like Poppy said, when we get to the next field now, that is the seed field that we definitely don't want them plodding around on for no need. So me and Pops are here together along with Lottie. We're going to try and dart them across. Okay, on they go. Instantly feel anxious that they're walking on it. Okay, let's go. Fifth and final field. There's the church. slower they go, the better, really, because they won't flick as much muck up. It's not too bad at the minute. This is why it's so important they're trained on electric, so you can do things like this, because otherwise they would have darted right down there. It's obviously a small gateway, and there's a lot of them, so we funneled the fences in to try and get them to funnel. Pops has called Lottie to it, and hopefully they'll just funnel out. First one's gone, which, like I said earlier, if one can go, the herd will normally follow. So you can see if we'd done the fences too close together, that's the kind of mess they would have made. But to be fair, it's okay, it's coped. But obviously 2 people doing that would have been handy, but good girl. And just like that, they're back. So our dad did this race system last year. It's, you know, it does the job it is. He's done it for small jobs like this. So we're now going to bring them home. You can make a guess of how many times Dad will say that heifer should be with the bull.
Oh, twice. I think he's aware that he says it a lot, so he's not going to want to say it like 10 times.
They are nice heifers. I think he'll say it 4 times.
Especially that one to go to the bar.
Flubber.
Flubber, flubber.
You're coming home, girls. Probably quite happy to come home. How do you all think that went?
Good, really good. I don't think it could have gone
Well,
better.
I'm as hot as I've been for a very long time. Probably since I was on holiday.
I was going to say, you've just come back from holiday.
Yeah, for 10 days ago I was about as hot as this.
Gosh.
But it was a lot more pleasurable.
And Mum's got like a woolly coat on. Now we've got them in. Next job is to load them up to bring home. So we've got the box with us. And the plan is to bring them home in groups of, oh gosh, I don't know, 6 or 7 I predict. So what he'll do is he'll reverse up to line up with this race, and then they'll just run through there and straight in then. Obviously we'll set it up with gates and everything, but that's the plan. That's the setup, ready to go. So the box is open, they'll run through this race. So what we'll do is we'll put them into the groups, get them into that little loading area, and then run them straight in. So first thing we're going to do is count how many are here, so we can decide what groups to bring them in. It's important we don't have them too squished in the box, so we don't want to bring too many, but obviously we don't want to be doing more trips than we need to either, so we'll just try and work that out now.
A lot of these are big enough for the bull. They are, look at them.
I know they are. I actually agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I reckon it's about 29 there.
One.
Although
technically he said they're big enough for the bull and then said they are, so I might count that
They've
to 2.
doubled in size on grass in...
Yeah, they have. They've done really well, to be fair.
So I think everyone's seen this enough times now, but we are basically just bringing them back across the A40 to the farm, and that's where they'll be unloaded then. So it's about a 2-minute journey. Dad's driving.
Hello.
And then we'll be back to get the next load. Back at the farm, so these are the dry cows / in-calf heifers. So this is where they eat and live. So we are going to send them in just for now. The plan is for the cattle to be in here for now, and then eventually they will be joining that group back there. So we're going to let them mull around there, because basically it's easier for us just to put them into where they're going to go all in one big group. So they've got like food, water and everything they could need, so they'll just hang out there now until the whole group are back.
6, is it?
So we split 6 off.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, Lockie,
Once we've got our 6, we just hold them in this one then until we're ready, because once they start going in the box we don't want to stop. They used to load in this box, they do it quite often every time they come over to these fields, and they probably know it's home time to a degree, so they have to come up the race. Oh, we've got Flubber in this crew. Okay, and they're off. They are good at loading, to be fair to them. Like I said, they do it quite often. As quick as that, and the next load are off. Doesn't take long. Are you two having fun?
Yeah.
You and Dad, yeah?
I'm absolutely soaked.
Yeah, so are me and Mum.
Like, I wouldn't say no to like a hot chocolate.
Oh, okay. Bear that in mind.
See ya.
Have fun.
Bye.
So you two, as you've been stood here the whole time while me and Dad going back and forth, how many's left now?
12.
You don't know that?
You're
Yeah,
hoping
12.
it's 12.
I bet it's 12. Me and Mum are guarding them from coming out. We've got big jobs on. We just
Mum
we
reckons,
just stood in the rain, getting
Mum-
soaked.
Mum reckoned there was 25 when we started,
didn't.
and then after the
No, I
first
didn't.
load there was
I
still
said
25.
30. I said 29, 30.
Yeah, and then when we came back after bringing 5,
Still
she was like, I
30.
think there's about 27. We were like, something's not adding up there.
No, I gotta count them, okay?
How many?
15.
That's quite a big blow as well.
Why?
So you take 12.
Yeah.
Now, if we'd only had 12, we'd only have 2 tips left.
3 or 5.
So what are you going to do now? What's your
Just do
plan?
3 loads of 5. It's not a big deal.
Oh, Josie, you've got anger issues.
You just got on with it. We'd be done by now.
We could do a 7 and 8. We'd really go on it.
Yeah, it'd be too full, wouldn't it? But 8 would be.
The last load. So we've ended on a 5 now, which will be nice and comfortable.
There's 2 really big parapets in here, so.
No more cat sleighs left.
Good one. What's the time then?
They're all back now, so the last thing to do is just join them to the group back there. So they'll be on a nice big straw yard now, and they've got feeders there all in front of them. We might put an extra round feeder in now, there's more of them, but yeah, they've got plenty of space and they'll be really happy. So Father's just behind us now, hosing out his box.
He will splash us if we don't move.
Yeah, he has absolutely no remorse.
Getting it ready for next time. If we do it now, it's easier, and the next time we can just jump in the box and go.
I feel like you can tell we're like tired and hungry now.
I'm absolutely marvin.
But yeah, we just always give it a good clean after we're done.
Oh, I literally knew he was going to do that. See it from a mile away. Jobs are good done.
Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next
Thank
week.
you for watching. Bye.